Ah, welcome traveler. Come in, take a seat and put up your feet. Today, we're diving into a game called Going Medieval, a colony sim city builder survival game, where we will be cooking up some roleplay to enhance the gameplay. This is part 15 in our multi-part series, and if you'd like to see more of this, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Let's get cooking. Welcome back! In the previous episode, we completed our castle, and we're quite happy with the condition of our settlement at the moment. We've done quite a lot and had a lot accomplished, and our settlers are quite happy, and we have quite a few of them in our settlement now. As you can see, the list keeps growing larger and larger. Our castle has had a good amount of progress done on it. Our gatehouse has also been complete, and we can maybe look at improving and upgrading the rest of our settlement in today's episode. We do, however, need to sort out our storage a little bit, and what's going on here? At last, our castle stands complete, a true testament to the strength and stability of our home. Now for the next step, we must look towards setting up our industries properly, creating dedicated buildings for each walk of life, so that our people can properly begin to find their specialities and places within the community. To become the greatest settlement in the lands, we must outshine all others, not only in our wealth, but also in our production of goods and in the construction of our buildings. For Hearthguard! Well, it looks like Doyle is up to his old tricks, hiding his diary entries inside the mechanical components. Let's see how we can fulfill that request of his and look at improving the settlement. So in today's episode, I think what we'll be looking at is possibly constructing a proper farmhouse. This building over here used to house our research, but our research and all of the books have been moved into the castle itself, leaving this building unoccupied and perfect for an upgradable candidate. I think we're definitely going to look at building that and perhaps providing space inside for farmers to actually live inside the building so that they don't have to travel between the castle and the farmlands themselves. We'll also look at establishing proper storage space inside that farmhouse as well for the items that the farmers use, such as animal feed and seeds. Now we do have seed vaults below the earth here, but after the implementation of our gatehouse, we've had to dig a tunnel that runs below here. So we're going to move those seed vaults as well a little bit closer. As you can see here, we're going to move them a little bit closer to this building itself after we've turned it into a proper farmhouse. Then I also think that we should perhaps look at changing this building here. Once we've provided new sleeping quarters, we can change this building into a proper craftsman building. For example, having our blacksmith and tailors, bowers, woodwork, things like that inside that building itself, thus freeing up more of these workshops and having properly dedicated storage areas in there for the different things that are getting produced as well as the items that are needed for their production. I think then we will make use of this space over here in order to build perhaps a mason, so that we can have an area that's properly dedicated to the production of limestone bricks and clay bricks as we pull those resources out of the earth. Another thing that we'll need to look at in this episode is also finally getting this gatehouse decorated and fitted out with different armor stands and weapon racks and things like that, just to make it a properly defensible place. And finally setting up the prisons as well, with also a warden's desk over here, and laying this out as proper storage for animal feed as well. We need so much space for that animal feed as we create an abundance of it. So now, first things first, we're going to go ahead, break this down, clear the land, and then we'll look at digging down and building up. We'll be right back. And we're back, and here is our new farmhouse. So we've gone for a 3-story design here. We do still need to place some of the items inside, such as the furniture, to create the beds. But I'm quite happy with this design, as we have space for 5 rooms, a space for them to eat, to have entertainment, We go further down, they also have their own stove and butcher table with a storeroom to create food for animals. And if we go further down, we've gone and allocated here where new spaces for new seed vaults are being dug below the earth. Once all of these have been dug out, we'll look at moving all of these seeds into those. But for now, we're just setting up new shelves that will take seeds until at least these 3 are dug out completely. Then we can look at filling this up and refilling this tunnel over here and having this as our dedicated seed storage. I'm very happy with the design of this farmhouse. I think it's quite nice. It's quite a large building close to the entrance and really works well for the majesty of Hearthguard itself. I don't think this is going to be a very good base of operations for our farmers, as they're nice and close to their working spaces. Right, so what are we looking at next? Next, we want to look at this building over here, getting this set up as a proper craftsman building where all of our workshops are consolidated. But I think first we're going to look at just making this gatehouse a little bit nicer, doing the interiors and setting up a brick pathway as well underneath here. And our gatehouse is finally decorated and set up. We've gone ahead and placed torches in the top. And for these 2 floors, we have weapon racks, armor stands, decorative shield racks, and wall-mounted weapon racks as well. We go further down. As you see, the ground floor has exactly the same. Nice ease of access for that in case of an attack and an emergency where someone's weapon breaks or they just don't have it equipped. But if we head further down, on the left-hand side, here we have dedicated this as more storage for animal feed, which is fine. We weren't really going to use this space down here for anything else. But on the opposite side, we have set up a proper working prison now. We have a prison warden's desk, and then also 5 cells with prison cell markers and prisoner's stash for food. Now, one thing to keep in mind with these prisoner's stash for food, as the time of this recording, when you construct these, they default allow everything. This can be quite problematic, especially if you have really good food, lavish meals, and also your alcohol. You'll be providing prisoners with this. So you do want to come in and edit these and choose a type of food that you are willing to part with and to feed them. As you can see here, we have allocated packaged meals. I'm fine with that being fed to the prisoners. I don't want to feed them the lavish meals, and I don't want to give them the alcohol, as that's a stimulant for our settlers, not for prisoners. Right, but I'm quite happy with this, and now we can look at clearing this away and getting that crafting building set up. Right, so this land has been cleared away, and I think that we can set up quite a nice design here. I want to again go with quite a large building. I don't want to do something at single floor. And I think it can be quite an impressive build if we can do something that matches the impressiveness of this, but is different enough that it's its own building design. Let's see what I can cook up. Right, here we are with the design. It's taken me quite a while to set this up. As you can see, we're already on the 4th day of winter. But that's fine. We are going to get this built. As we know, winter is the perfect time for building, in my opinion. And I think this is going to look fantastic just from the blueprint itself. And it's going to look like a real centerpiece to our settlement and something very impressive once it's done. Right, let's let this run and get to the building.
In the heart of winter, cold and grey, we lay each stone with hands so bold, building dreams in frost and clay, a workshop strong for stories told. Snowflakes fall on timber beams, ice and wind we brave and fight, crafting visions past our dreams. For warmth and light comes spring's first light. Snowflakes fall on timber beams. Ice and wind we brave and fight. Crafting visions past our dreams. For warmth and light comes spring's first light. We build in winter's grip so tight. For springtime brings our dreams to flight. Through hammer's ring and anvil's might, the dawn will see our workshop bright. With every nail and every board, we whisper tales of days to come, of tools that sing in perfect chord, and fires that warm like a rising sun. Frozen ground beneath our feet, hearts aflame with every beat. Together we shall find our feet, a place where craft and nature meets. We'll shape the world with skill and care. In winter's pause we lay the way, so when the springtime fills the air, our workshop stands in bright array.
Here we go, our workshop is complete. I really like this design of this building. It is one of my favorite that I've built in this game so far. As you can see, the top floor over here we have 4 rooms and then some weapon racks and armor stands for inspiration. Further down on the next floor we have what would appear to be a shop. So a counter over here where the shopkeeper would stand behind and deal with any customers, and then plenty of weapon racks and armor stands for any people to peruse the goods that are available here. Then a door through the back directly through to a blacksmith. Down the stairs here can head all the way to a smelting forge or a furnace, and then storage space for wood that can be used for fuel, and the raw iron, ingots, silver, gold, anything that we can get that we can smelt down will be stored over here as well. So I'm very happy with this design. Then if you go through this back door, there's some entertainment over here for the workers of these facilities, and stairs that go up to where they would sleep, as well as stairs that go down to the floor below where some more workshops are. So over here we would have the armorer's table, sewing station, bower's table, and a woodwork bench. Workshops, you know, that we have now gone and moved out of this space over here. And they also have a small table to eat at, private food stores as well. And then down another set of stairs, this would take us down into the basement where all of their raw goods are kept. So the metals that are housed after the smelting production has been done through the back, and the textiles that can be used in the production of clothes for the sewing table itself and for the armorer's table. I like this design in that it has an entrance in the front, you know, for customers coming through the gatehouse here, and then it also has an entrance through the back which, you know, can be used more for the workers themselves after production or after goods have been delivered or so on. It's quite a nice design. I like the design of this building and it functions very well. It's slightly larger than the farmer's house over here next to it. It's a lot longer with a porch area as well. And I'm quite proud of this design itself. I really like this. But we still have a lot to do. We still have to look at using this space now. As you can see over here, a lot of the space was taken up inside the storage has now been freed. And the only production buildings are the kilns and the stonemason's bench. which we are now going to focus on building a building that is specialized just on these industries right over here. Right, let's look at clearing this away and making some space. Right, so we've gone and cleared away all of the storage over here, and we've just kept that for now. We will clear this away as we are working on the design and the building itself. So what I have in mind is to set up a reasonably small building, perhaps over here, that just has enough space for one person to sleep in, as we'll only be using one person to really work the mason's table itself, the stonemason's table. And then I want to set up a kind of a courtyard at the back, which will contain all of the raw stone, all of the raw clay, and some kilns perhaps laid in line there or down like this. That will then produce the bricks. And then a rather small courtyard towards the front here where the cut stone and the baked bricks will be set out, so for ease of access for any of the settlers that need it, they can run to the front of the building, grab it there, and go off in the direction that they need to start constructing. But okay, let's set up a design for that quickly. Okay, so this is the design I've come up with. I've decided to go with a closed-in courtyard over here. I hope that this is going to look nice. I may think of putting in some doors towards the back here, just to create the same effect that this building over here has, with the double entrance for workers as well. And then I've chosen to implement some pillars that I may have this just set up into a different style, perhaps some rounded pillars. I'll play around with that, see what's best there. And then inside we've gone with a ground floor, again with a private food storage, a small Oak Brethren shrine, as this is going to be in such close proximity to the Restitutionist church over here that it doesn't really need a Restitutionist shrine in it. However, the Oak Brethren shrine is quite a distance from it. Speaking of which, we've also gone and placed 2 shrines in the farmers building here, just to make it easier for them to pray. But anyway, back to this. I'm going to let this run and build, and hopefully the design is going to be quite nice once it is finished. Right, let's let that run and we'll be right back.
In fields of green where legends sleep, I build with hands so rough they weep. Stone by stone our story grows. In misty dawn the craft we know. Kilns burning clay to light, throwing shadows through the night. Bricks of earth turn red with heat, solid ground beneath my feet. The mason's dream takes shape and form, through wind and rain, through sun and storm. With every block and every seam, we carve our hopes, we build our dreams. Limestone blocks in tidy rows, whispers of a tale they know, caught and stored with care and grace in this ancient stony place. Hammers ring and chisel sings, echoes of the past it brings. Walls will rise where dreams are cast, eternal bonds from first to last. A mason's dream takes shape and form, through wind and rain, through sun and storm. With every block and every seam, we carve our hopes, we build our dreams. Hammers ring and chisel sings, echoes of the past it brings. Walls will rise where dreams are cast, eternal bonds from first to last. Oh, a mason's dream takes shape and form, through wind and rain, through sun and storm. With every block and every seam, we carve our hopes, we build our dreams.
Well, it's finally completed, and I'm also quite happy with this. I think that it could use a little bit of customization in the edges, just in the blocks themselves still, changing these things up. But I'll still work on that, but for the most part I'm quite happy with it. We have space at the back here for fuel and for raw clay, as well as limestone. We've got our kiln set up with a roof over it, and a storage over here for all the produced goods that will be, used in the construction of the rest of the settlement. In the end, I did go for another entrance at the back here. I felt that a servant type entrance really worked for an industry building such as this. Inside, we have one sleeping quarter over here, where we will still install a door in the entrance, as well as what we said we would set up. I'll still go ahead and insert 2 doors over there just to split these up a bit. And we have our stonemason's bench in the front here, as well as 2 wall tool shelves just to make this a proper workshop area once this is set up. But I'm quite happy with this. We had everything set up here and enough storage, and we have enough space in between these 2 buildings to maybe look at something else as well. Right, so this building is now complete. I've gone and customized the doorways and around the edges here, rounded off these pillars over here, as well as the corners of the courtyard and the doors over here as well, just to give it a little bit more of an aesthetics flair. Inside the building, let's have a look quick. As you can see, the doors are ready to be placed, and the villagers will get on constructing those soon. I've also gone and filled up this space with wicker flooring just for the time being. I'm not yet sure what I will construct here, but I want to stop any pesky bushes or unwanted trees from sprouting up and forcing us to do additional cutting down. I'm very happy with what we've accomplished in this episode. 3 quite nice buildings to allow for the specialization of production have been completed, and I think it looks very nice in our settlement from all angles, and I really think that things are coming together very nicely for our little settlement here of Hearthguard. But that's all the time we have for today's episode. We have accomplished a lot. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, as that would greatly help the channel. If you would like to be kept updated as to new videos being released, then please hit that notification bell. If you have any feedback, suggestions, or requests, leave a comment down below and let us know. Until next time, this is Roast Temp. Keep cooking.